I wasn't familiar with this. You mentioned in the UK there something back the
Yeah, like fallback rules. So, yeah. So there are circumstances. So basically, in Europe, you are tax resident under one or two tests. There is the physical presence test, so like more than 183 days typically, but there are also center of life or center of vital interest tests. So a typical circumstance we see with Canada and the UK. Yes, you may be in Dubai, but your wife and kids are still in the UK. They're still in London. Kids in boarding school. Under certain circumstances, HMRC or the CRA in Canada could say, no, hold on, you're still tax resident there. So we will tax you. Dubai doesn't want to tax you, we will take it, thank you very much.
Oh, that's fine. I was, and just on that topic, in the UK specifically, do you see them going towards worldwide income in the next 20 years or so?
They already have tax on worldwide income. It exists right now. Most European countries, with some carve-outs and exceptions, which are temporary in nature, they will tax you on your worldwide income once you're a tax resident.
Are you sure about British citizens are worldwide income?
Yeah, if you're resident in the UK.
If they're in the UK.
Oh, no. So what I'm saying, worldwide income. So if you're
It's like the US.
Oh, right, I see what you mean.
if you're not, like, let's say you're in Dubai,
Yeah.
but you're a British citizen, do you see them doing the worldwide income?
So under certain circumstances, that does happen right now. So I gave the example, so maybe you feel the physical presence test equivalent, but you are deemed to be tax resident in the UK by virtue of some sort of closer connection because of family. And the typical example would be you, so dad is working in Dubai, but wife and kids are still in London. Then HMRC can take the view, Australia would definitely take the view, but HMRC can take the view that no, we think you're still tax resident there.
But if you just don't have, if you're just, your family's not there, you're not there.
You're not part of any social clubs, no ties.
A social club, really?
Yeah, under certain circumstances, yeah.
Thank you.
And one thing that I would add, especially with regard to the UK, is you have a difference between residency and domicile, right? So residency is where you're physically living, and domicile is sort of your home in your head where you may intend to go back to. So, we have seen some circumstances, for example, with the UK, where somebody has successfully changed their residence to another country. They're no longer liable for taxes in the UK on their worldwide income, only on income they may have from the UK. But the UK has a quirky rule with their inheritance taxes, where you will still continue to be considered domiciled in the UK and subject to UK inheritance taxes until you can prove that you've changed your domicile to somewhere else, right? And you really have like no intention of ever moving back to the UK. And so this has become, quite a big issue. I mean, especially for people who change their residencies relatively often, or a lot of times you see people that work, executives working for big companies that haven't lived in the UK for 20 years, but they've been 2 years here, 3 years here, and they still have a UK domicile because they've never been able to show that they've firmly changed their domicile to somewhere else. So that's another thing to just consider is, and their inheritance taxes, applies to their assets worldwide, right? So that's another thing, that even if you're not tax resident there and paying income taxes there, you may still have an inheritance tax issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what we do, we work with clients, we actually can, whoever you prefer tax team is, they can write to HMRC, spelling out your facts and circumstances, and you can get an opinion from HMRC. Just for peace of mind or to help with planning, so you understand, okay, I'm stuck to domicile in the UK because of X, Y, and Z, okay, then I need to fix that. So it can help you with planning as well.
But in the next 20 years, you don't see them doing like the US does.
If, in terms of trends, so I think the trend is, and not just big English-speaking countries, but continental Europe as well, towards that overreach. And yeah, we're seeing the laws becoming more and more aggressive. So to answer your question specifically, what we have observed is that it is becoming more difficult to sever tax ties to wealthy countries in general, and it will progressively become more so.
I mean, my thoughts are, I don't know that we're going to see a lot of countries move to you're a citizen that you pay tax. But I think that there's going to be a lot of countries where if you change your residency, and we're seeing this already, I mean, I think this was proposed in Germany, for example, where, if memory serves, where they were considering passing a law where if you change tax residencies, you're still on the hook for 10 years of taxes based on your citizenship. Once you're out 10 years, then you're out. So I don't know that we'll see a full move towards full, citizenship-based taxation like the US, but we're definitely going to see a trend with, more exit taxes when you change your residency and leave a country, that they might put a leash on you and demand that you pay taxes for a certain number of years after you've gone.
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.